What's good, y'all? It's your boy KCB. We're back at it. We got another one here. So I want to go
Kyle, cook
ahead
this
and
beat.
make like a hard beat for the baby using a flute. A lot of different beats with the baby. He uses flutes in them, and of course, hard drums and everything else. So I want to go ahead and start off with. I just kind of took like a one shot. It's a flute, and started making a little bit of a melody, and then I just want to kind of add to it. But yeah, the baby beats go real hard, so I want to make that because we make hard beats here, of course. So I went ahead and just started out. You want to go ahead and find a good flute sound. There's a lot out there that you want to make sure it sounds good already. You can of course add plugins and all that to it, but if it doesn't sound very good, it might be kind of hard to make good melody with it. So this one here is just kind of like a strike that has a little reverb to it. Sounds like this. So like that sounds pretty realistic though. And so I want to go ahead and make a pretty simple melody with it and then just add a little bit of things to it. But the flute is going to be playing in the beat like the whole time there. So I just went ahead, we did the C sharp minor scale for this one, and I just kind of played around with some of the notes, and then it kind of added a little bit more at the end, and then kind of chopped up the last part of it, went up a different note here. But very simple melody. I'll usually just try and like hum something out and kind of go from there. So we got this. So we got that. So that's going to be playing the whole time there. And then we're just going to kind of have a few things added to it. So the second thing I want to do is I like to have a hard, deep piano. We've done this on multiple beats before. This is always great where if you have a melody, you want to add something to it. You don't really know all of what too much to add. You just want something a little deeper with it. I'll usually just take a piano. I'll do 2 octaves, a little bit lower here, do like your main root note you're working with, and just kind of have that playing and then drag off, and then usually at the end before the second set starts playing I'll put one more note up there. So very simple but very effective when adding to a melody you already have. So that piano part is just like this. So very easy. So we're going to have that playing along with the flute for most of the beat. But I wanted to make another part with the piano to where we have some high notes playing, like where maybe the hook would be on this. And so I went ahead and just added some high notes on the piano here. I wanted almost kind of like some rolls with it, so I took the notes and I kind of have them overlapping to where it sounds a little more natural and it's kind of like a roll with it. And so we got 2 sets here, and I pretty much just duplicated that, adjusted the velocity. That's always another really good thing to do with your pianos. So I made 2 different little sets. It's going to have the same kind of deeper piano playing below, and then we have the higher rolls playing. So the piano for the hook part sounds like this. So yeah, so that's going to be a nice little addition for where the hook might be on a beat like this. We're going to have piano going, the flute going, and then this other part of the piano is going to come in at a certain point. So we're doing that. So of course, besides that, we got our drums here. The drums, I went real basic with the 808 here. There's kind of 2 ways you can do it. I mean, you can go crazy and add a bunch of different notes to it and all that, but I wanted like the flute and the other piano to take the majority of the actual melody part. I just want the 808 to just hit real hard and go along with the other drums, and then we end up doing a crazy hat pattern too. So 808 real basic, just the one note going through. We just got kind of a little bit different pattern than something I would normally work with. Kind of comes in, hits, and then hits triplets, and then goes on again. So this part just kind of, So yeah, pretty much like that. The other thing I want to do with this beat, I want to have just a nice crazy hat pattern here. So with this hat pattern, you can see we got our pattern out here. One really important thing to do with your hats too is make sure you mix up the velocity with all of them. That's going to give just way more sauce to your hats, especially when you do a roll, do something like this, some rolls here. I got the notes going up so you can actually hear it kind of quieter going louder, and then on the end we have it kind of opposite, going from loudest to quietest. That really sauces your hats up a lot. So we got that there, we got that hat pattern duplicated, and then on the second part we got just one other lower note, and then we mix it up just a little bit on the end. Same thing, I'll usually take the velocity, go down, and then we're going up on the end there. So our hat pattern here is going to really make up a big part of the drums here. So this is the hat pattern. So yeah, good hat pattern like that. When you have a hat pattern like that, you don't have to go as crazy on a lot of the other drums because that's going to take up a good part of it. So we got the hard hitting 808, we got that crazy hat, we just got a basic clap to it. I just threw an open hat on there as well. So all of our drums together sounds like this. Alright, so we got some banging drums there. Alright, I know on a lot of DaBaby beats, sometimes they do get crazy with the 808 notes, but you know, I've made a few like that, and you don't always have to do the same thing on it and make the notes all crazy. So that's why we just left them pretty, you know, just regular for this one. Didn't do anything too much. And remember, a lot of times these simple beats are some of the hardest, and you know, a lot of times these get picked over crazy beats as far as placements go. So alright, so we got our melodies, we got the drums there, we got this whole thing all arranged out here, kind of like how I like to do intro. And then what we got on the intro here, I have the intro, you know, coming on, and then I cut it. I cut the sounds, put my tag, and then the beat drops. That's a really good way to do your drop. So we got that going right into it, going into 24 bars there, and then we got a reverse effect going back into the 16 there, and then kind of going back and just pretty much duplicated it. And then we got the end where another hook could go, and then just kind of going to fade out with the hat, the 808, the flute, and the keys. So we went ahead, we got all that together here. So let's hear what we got, y'all.
Kyle, cook this beat.
flute beat for the baby right there. And that beat goes hard. I mean, that flute, just that simple melody the whole way through. I mean, that's what makes, part of a great beat there. And we got the keys coming in, we got the hard 808, we got that crazy hi-hat. Beat like that, yeah, I mean, artists like the baby can just go crazy and flow on that whole thing. So that's it, man. We got the beat, we did it. Hit that sub, like, comment. There's gonna be a lot more videos on the way, of course. I hope you guys liked the video. If you guys got any suggestions, anything you guys want to see, let me know and we'll go from there. So till next time, y'all.